every single day, with every little thing we do, we're making a choice. It's a choice about the future of our water. And really, there are only two directions we can go. One path leads to life, and, well, the other leads to something much, much worse. I mean, just look at this. This is the goal, right? This is the clean path, a future where our water is pure and full of life. It's beautiful. But, and this is a big but, this future isn't a guarantee. Not at all. There's another path, a darker one, that we're actually on right now, and it leads to a very, very different place. And please, don't think for a second this is some far-off, abstract problem for future generations to solve. Nope, this is happening right here, right now, in Turkey. We are literally at a breaking point, and the choices we make today are going to have huge, lasting consequences. So what does that breaking point actually look like? Well, it looks like this number, 70%. A staggering 70% of our water resources in Turkey are under direct threat from pollution. That's more than 2/3 of our lifeblood just at risk. Okay, so what if we just do nothing? What happens if we stay on this course? What does the future look like down this dirty path? Let's take a hard, honest look at what we're heading towards. The problem really comes down to a kind of triple threat. You've got untreated waste from our factories, all the chemical fertilizers and pesticides from our farms, and, yeah, all the waste from our own homes. And it's all pouring into our water. And this is where it gets really shocking. Get this. A massive 60% of all wastewater in Turkey is just discharged directly into nature with zero treatment. Let that sink in. More than half of all the water we use is just getting dumped right back into the environment, contaminants and all. And of course, that inaction creates a devastating domino effect. One problem just knocks over the next. We're talking about serious threats to our health, a tragic loss of plants and animals, major damage to our economy. It's a crisis that just keeps getting deeper and deeper. Let's talk about the human cost for a second. According to the World Health Organization, 1.8 million children, kids, die every single year from diseases caused by contaminated water. This isn't just a statistic, it's an unimaginable global tragedy, and it's fueled by pollution. And what about the economic hit? Here in Turkey, water pollution causes about 5 billion lira in damages every single year. That's a huge blow that affects everything, from our tourism to our agriculture. You know, one of our sources really hits the nail on the head here. They say this isn't just an environmental problem. It's about public health, the economy, and the right to life for future generations. And that's exactly it. This touches every single part of our lives. Okay, so that was the dirty path. It's a pretty bleak picture, I know. But here is the most important part of this whole story. It is not our destiny. It's not set in stone. There is another way. So let's pivot and talk about the clean path, the path of hope. Because there is hope, a lot of it actually. We have the technology, we have the knowledge to completely turn this ship around. Protecting our water isn't some fantasy, it's a totally achievable goal, and we can get started on it right now. So how do we do it? Well, it boils down to a pretty clear 4-step plan. First, we have to invest in modern wastewater treatment. Second, we need to embrace green agriculture, using natural stuff instead of harsh chemicals. Third, we have to seriously cut back on our plastic use. And fourth, and this one is on all of us, we just need to be smarter about how much water we use every day. Let's zoom in on that last one for a second. Right now, the average person in Turkey uses about 1,500 cubic meters of water a year. The sustainable goal? That's closer to 1,000. That gap of 500 cubic meters? Well, you multiply that by millions of people, and you can see why it puts so much stress on our resources. We have to close that gap. Now, I know this all might sound good in theory, but does it actually work in the real world? Is this stuff really making a difference? Absolutely. Let's look at some incredible success stories happening right here in Turkey. For example, in Izmir, a wastewater plant is now cleaning 100 million cubic meters of water every year, which directly helps protect the Aegean Sea. In Istanbul, they're using simple rainwater harvesting systems to water green spaces, which saves a ton of drinking water. And all over the country, local campaigns to reduce plastic bags and boost recycling are making a real dent. Change is already happening. And this brings us right back to where we started, to that choice, Because this isn't just about what governments or big corporations do, it's about us. It's about our daily habits, our awareness, and our actions. Our future is literally shaped by the tiny choices we all make. And you really can choose the clean path, starting today. Just be more mindful of your waste. Go fix that leaky faucet you've been meaning to get to. Shorten your shower by just 2 minutes. Say no thanks to that plastic bottle. Support local conservation projects. These little things, when we all do them together, they create a powerful current of change. So here we are, back at the big question. The two paths are laid out right in front of us. There's the dirty path, and we know exactly what kind of disaster that leads to. And then there's the clean path, the path of hope, of responsibility, of action. So, which one are we going to choose? Because in the end, this isn't just about clean water, is it? It's about life. The path we take will decide the quality of life for our children and for their children. So let's always remember, every single drop of water means life for generations to come.